Hull City. What a fall from grace it has been for the Tigers. After a sharp 21st century resurgence, they are now crashing and burning once again. I mean, not too long ago, it seemed as if they were making a real case for themselves to cement themselves as a consistent Premier League side. Now, they can't get any momentum at all in the championship and find themselves in the relegation battle, trying to avoid a trip down to League One. Today, we try to turn the Tigers' fortunes around and continue their path to glory as we rebuild Hull City. G'day guys, how's it going? It is Jared HD here. Welcome back to another rebuild on the channel. We head down to the championship for today's rebuild, and this rebuild, honestly, such a high demand, which surprised me. I mean, I saw a comment on a recent video by one of the followers, one of you guys, Sambo Z Lambo, who got a lot of upvotes on it, so that got me really motivated to do this rebuild. But a lot of you guys all of a sudden wanted Hull City to be rebuilt, and that's not an issue at all for me. But if you guys do go on to enjoy today's rebuild with Hull City, make sure you leave a like on the video. Also, if you're new around here, bloody scorpion kick that subscribe button down below. If you have not had the pleasure of seeing a rebuild video in the past, here are the rules. So the main objective is to win the UEFA Champions League. Every game in the rebuild is simulated except for the Champions League final. The transfers can be as unrealistic or realistic as we like. There's a big focus on the transfer window. And finally, of course, don't get butthurt if I sell your favorite player. There's the rules, let's get into the rebuild. So this is what our starting lineup is going to be looking like for season number 1. It's a mixed case. There's decent players with decent potential, but nobody insane that stands out. So I'm probably going to look to improve. I want to buy a new young striker this season, a new right back maybe, a center attacking midfielder for the future. I'm going to be doing a lot of business in this rebuild today. But our first piece of business in the Mr. Rebuild era at Hull City is to sell Angus McDonald, the defender, to FC Utrecht in the Dutch League for £820,000. I am very, very excited for this signing. I've been wanting to sign this guy for a number of months now in a rebuild, and we have finally got around to it. Jan Boho, the French attacking midfielder, the wonder kid, signing from Stade Rennais for just £1.6 million. I can't wait to see what this guy can do on our journey to the top. Another player that I'm sure a lot of you English football fans know about, it is Eddie Nketiah. I've probably mispronunciated his last name, but we have signed the striker from Arsenal for £4.1 million. I'm getting a lot of youngsters into the squad, really trying to future-proof the outfit, but Oliver Skip making the move down from the Premier League as well, the other side of North London, as we pick him up from Tottenham for £1.3 million. Our fourth signing here is in between the sticks. Arnaud Baudard is joining us from Standard Liège, £3.1 million from the Belgian goalkeeper. So a very, very busy start to life here, in charge of the Tigers, in charge of Hull City. Not sure what to expect for us in this first season. I mean, obviously Hull are doing so bad in real life, so for me, we need to survive the relegation battle, but it's going to be very interesting. I'll check in with you guys on January 1st. So we are definitely in a strong position, but not safe yet. We are sitting in 17th position on 30 points. Barnsley and QPR both tied on 18 points. So we're 12 points safe at the current point in time. It's comfortable, but not secure. Frustratingly, we have sold Stephen Kingsley on a free deal. So next year, Kingsley's going to be leaving us. Would have liked to sell him, could have got about $1.5 million for him, but he wanted out of the club and I couldn't offer him a new contract. And the exact same thing here has happened with the Spanish midfielder, John Torrell, who's headed to Brazil for Internacional next season on a free. Frustrating. George Long, he was our starting goalkeeper at the start of the season, but since we got Bordeaux, we've decided to sell him to Al Nassr in the Saudi Arabian League for £810,000. Selling our right back here, it is Eric Lishaj, the American defender, headed to Banfield for $750,000. We've replaced one American right back with another American right back, but this is definitely a massive upgrade. Reggie Cannon, that is an epic name if I've ever heard one. hopefully he's going to be a good pickup for us because we've signed him for £3 million from FC Dallas in the MLS. So that is the transfer window done and dusted. Reggie Cannon, a massive pickup. I'll show you guys our squad in a second because there was a lot of comments on the last rebuild wanting me to show the squad at the end, or at least once a season at the end of every window. So that's the starting 11 we have right now. Let's see how it gets us at the end of the season. It is a comfortable mid-table finish here for Hull City this season. I've never been so happy to be so mediocre. 13th position, 61 points, much better than I expected. Taking a look at the top of the table, West Brom and the mighty Fulham FC headed up automatically, with Forest, Brentford, Leeds and Huddersfield fighting it out in the playoffs. And in the relegation zone, it's Millwall, Barnsley and Luton all headed down to League One. Liverpool have won the FA Cup. Man City have won the Carabao Cup. Nottingham Forest have prevented Leeds United from going up to the Premier League once again. Tell you what, man, if you're a Leeds fan, that club is cursed when it comes to getting so close but yet so far. Although, to be fair, they're doing a better job than Hull at the moment. It's Man City versus Liverpool in every competition. Man City have beaten them to win the Champions League. And Arsenal have beaten Lazio to win the Europa League. So that is season number 1 done and dusted at Hull City. I always love when I do these rebuilds with smaller teams to build the foundations nice and early. We've done that once again, and now it is all up in the air for season 2. Season 2 begins with another player departure. It is Dicko, our Senegalese. Is that Senegalese? I think that flag is Senegal. But no, there's no star in the middle, is there? Is that Mali? I can't remember. But our striker is headed to Internacional for £1.85 million, linking up with Torrell. Marcus Henriksen, the Norwegian midfielder, is headed to AZ Akmal in the Dutch League for £3.5 million. Another player headed to the Dutch League, but this is a player I didn't want to sell. Leonardo Lopez has pretty hectic potential, to be honest, but he wanted out of the club. Our manager rating is on ropes at the moment, so I had to let him go for $1.35 million. That's ridiculous. Sales galore. Tom Eaves headed to Bristol City here. £870,000 for him. Our 5th player departure, Lewis Ritson, headed to St Mirren in Scotland for $310,000. Another player departure, it's a buy one get one free sale here. Ryan Tafazoli, who might have the best smile in English football, headed to New York City FC for £520,000. Daniel Batty, headed to FC Utrecht as well, £1.35 million. So that's a real expensive price to pay for Batty. All of these player departures have led up to this moment. Mason Greenwood joining us here at Hull City, coming to the KCOM from Manchester United, £10.5 million. That is a remarkable pickup. We have signed another player here, Noah Katterbach. That's a very German name. He comes across from FC Cologne for $1.9 million. A lot of players out of the club. This is how the side's looking right now. So, I mean, Greenwood is such a big pickup to the side. How are we going to be doing halfway through the season with this side? Let's go and find out. Oh, I don't know, lads. Are we in the hunt for promotion? I mean, we're 10 points away from Swansea, but we're going to have to be near perfect if we want to play playoff football this season. It's a tough one. I don't know, man. I don't know. We have decided to loan out James Scott, our Scottish striker, to PSV. He wanted out of the club. He was bringing the rating down as well, so we're going to loan him out. And we have sold the Hungarian striker Norbert Below, who is heading to Rayo Vallecano for £3 million on the dot. Just like Boho, this man here, Sarpreet Singh, is a player that I have been hanging out to sign so much in a rebuild this year. The New Zealander, who, I mean, if you guys didn't know, I'm a massive A-League fan. Last year in the A-League, Sarpreet Singh absolutely tore up the competition when he was at the Wellington Phoenix. He got a massive move to Bayern Munich. He's been playing for Bayern Munich's second team. We have signed him here for £4.6 million. What a steal. I want this guy to be a hero at Hull, an absolute hero. So there it is, Sarpreet Singh into the club, Below out of it. Oh, I'm loving the side we're putting together. Already, we're only, what, a season and a half into the rebuild, and I'm falling in love with this team. It was a valiant effort here in Season 2, but we have finished 7 points short of playoff football. 90 points is remarkable, but the rest of the league have gone insane. It's Burnley and Bournemouth automatically going straight back up to the Premier League. Whilst in the relegation battle, it's Wigan, Blackpool and Ipswich all headed straight back down, I believe, to League One. Manchester United have won the FA Cup. Manchester City have won the Carabao Cup. Stoke City finally make their long-awaited return back to the Prem. Barcelona win an all-Spanish Champions League final. And it is AC Milan taking down Borussia Mönchengladbach to win the Europa League. Our manager rating is on ropes. This board are just absolute dickheads. But that's beyond the point. We're moving on to Season 3. That we need to get promoted next season. That needs to be our push. And with the squad we are putting together, I can't see why that won't happen. A massive signal of intent to kick off this third season. Matty Longstaff joining us here at the KCOM. He is so highly rated. I've signed a lot of high-rated English youngsters, haven't I? But we've managed to get him from Newcastle United for £6.4 million. Welcome, mate. George Honeyman leaving the club. He's headed to Turkey off to Trabzonspor for 950k. Kevin Stewart also leaving the club. This was a tough one to do because he's been pretty good for us. He's high rated, but we need to start thinking about younger players that can grow higher because he's reached his potential. So Stewart off to FC Porto for £11.5 million. And Reece Burke, the defender, is headed to FC Metz for £7.6 million. So that helps. A big defensive pickup here, Rick van Drongelen. That is another cool name. That sounds like he could be one of the enemies, like one of the bad people out of a movie like Die Hard. But regardless, Rick van Drongelen joining us here for £12.3 million. So again, focusing on quality over quantity for this transfer window. The side's coming together quite nicely. Let's see how the hunt for promotion is tracking along come midway through season number 3. Well, we're in the hunt, that's for sure. We currently sit second in the championship on the 1st of January, 61 points in one of the automatic spots, but a lot of clubs breathing down our necks. Getting some more business done here. It always hurts as an Australian when I have to sell a fellow Australian in FIFA, but Callum Elder is headed to Ghent for £2.95 million. Between Elder, Jackson Irvine and Sarpreet Singh, there's a lot of Australian and New Zealand players in this Hull side. And we have made another improvement to our backline. Is Diogo Leite, the Portuguese defender, signing from FC Porto, £9.7 million. So again, wheeling and dealing and getting some good pickups. So another 1-for-1 window, but Diogo Leite, if that's how you pronounce his name, is a big pickup for the side, and hopefully he can help carry us to promotion. Oh my god! We have absolutely killed it in the second half of the season and have ended up getting promoted so easily. We've won the championship here with Hull City, and we are going into the Premier League, back to the Premier League in fine fashion here. 3 losses all season, 111 points. We were what? Quick math? It's at 17 points. Or maybe 17 or 16? No, 17 points in the 2 promotion spots. That's absolutely fantastic. Birmingham, Charlton, and Sunderland all relegated. I hope they're still doing Sunderland Till I Die, the Netflix show, when this is on. Again, Man City and Liverpool fighting it out in a cup final. This time, City winning the FA Cup. City also managed to win the Carabao Cup. Brentford will be joining ourselves in West Brom in the Premier League next season, denying Sheffield United a return. Barcelona have defeated Liverpool to win the Champions League. Manchester United take down Borussia Mönchengladbach to win the Europa League. Mönchengladbach, that's 2 Europa League finals in a row, isn't it, that they've lost? But there we go. We have achieved our personal goal. Promoted back to the Premier League with Hull City. Come on, lads. The side's looking mint. But now, it is all about survival in the Prem. The Premier League era, well, the new Premier League era at Hull begins with Jordi de Wijs leaving the club. The Dutchman headed to Sevilla for £12.5 million. We are not here to mess around. We have signed Renan Lodi, the Brazilian left back. He had a release clause at Atletico Madrid of £33.7 million. which I was more than happy to activate. So our first signing in the Premier League is an 85 rated defender. That is a game changer. Selling Jackson Irvine was not easy to do. He's one of my favourite players in the Australian national team, but it was made a little bit easier when Fulham, my favourite club, were the club coming in with the offer. We have sold Jackson Irvine to Fulham for £7.1 million. I've also decided to sell our Belgian goalkeeper, Bodard, who's been here since day one. I've sold him to Aston Villa for a pretty good price in my opinion of £27.4 million. And immediately we have replaced him with a massive upgrade. It is for Unai Simon, the Spanish goalkeeper. 83 rated. We've brought him across from Bilbao for £23 million. I've also decided to sign a free agent player here. Always keep my eyes on the regens and the free agents. But this guy here, Harry Turgott, looks like he could be a fantastic striker for the future. We've got him on a 5-year deal. He is 66 rated, so not a starter, even close to a starter now, but it's not going to show it there, is it? He's got 5-star skills. That's what I was trying to show you, but it doesn't show it in that section. And we've managed to get ourselves another free agent player, Romario Manuel Bragança Moutinho. I think he's João Moutinho's regen, but again, 66 rated, age 17. Could be absolute quality. So it is a very busy start to life in the Premier League here. Lodi, Simon, Turgot, and Moutinho all into the club. A lot of talent out as well. Let's see how we're going in the relegation battle. Relegation battle? Relegation battle who? I don't know who she is. Relegation battle? We're bloody ninth. We're pushing. Okay, maybe I was about to say we're pushing for Europa League football. We're not that level yet, but ninth position. I'll take that. I mean, we're doing so well that even Borussia Dortmund want to bring us on as their manager. Not today. I generally don't do many pre-contract signings nowadays in rebuilds. They used to be a big part of them back in FIFA 18 and all that, but now I'm lucky to even do one in a rebuild. But when this offer and when this man popped up on my radar, I couldn't help myself. Marcus Rashford. We're going to be signing him on a free transfer next season. 88 rated at age 25. The English international joining us and making us a force to be reckoned with. And again, James Scott loaned out of the club, this time to Nottingham Forest. So Rashford into the club. Very, very excited to have him next season. Besides that, no real business, of course, Scott getting loaned out as well. But that's going to conclude transfer deadline day and the January transfer window. This is a look at our squad right now. Greenwood already up to an 85. The team's coming together beautifully. We've had a very good second half of the season here, and we have exceeded all of my expectations for this season in the Premier League. We have finished in 7th position with Hull City, meaning I believe we're going to be playing Europa League football in season number 5. That's absolutely brilliant to see. Liverpool have won the league by 2 points ahead of Man City though. That's a lot of points to be getting for Man City and not winning the league. In the relegation zone though, it is Bournemouth, Palace and West Brom. West Brom didn't win a single game, you absolute donkeys, bro. Again, it's Liverpool and Man City in the FA Cup final. Liverpool coming out on top this time. Liverpool winning the Carabao Cup as well, so they've done the domestic treble. They couldn't do the quad, however, as Barcelona win yet another Champions League title. AC Milan, didn't they win the Europa League in like season 2? They've won another one here. But that is going to conclude what has been, honestly, a surprising season 4. We exceeded all of my expectations. And the cherry on top is that we have Marcus Rashford joining us at the KCOM next season. Here it is, lads. We kick off this season, the 5th season, with Marcus Rashford officially joining us on a free deal from Manchester United. Absolutely stoked that we managed to get him. And Martin Samuelsson has left the club, headed to Cardiff City for £920,000. A big improvement to our backline here. Fikio Tomori is joining us here at Hull City. £40 million from Benfica. Now, I might just be imagining things, but I feel like Tomori used to play for Hull City at least on loan at some stage. Maybe I'm completely fabricating that, but that feels like it happened for some reason. And I have decided to loan out David Milinkovic to Standard Liège on a 1-year loan. So there we go. Not the craziest transfer window by any means. We've brought in Tomori, we've brought in Rashford on the free, and we've sold Samuelsson. But definitely improving our squad here. Let's see if we're on the hunt for Champions League football come halfway through the season. Okay, so not the strongest start to the season by any means. We're on 33 points here. Chelsea and Newcastle are on 43 and 42, so we're going to need to pick things up a little bit in the second half of the season here. This ain't what I expected. In a move that might come to surprise some of you guys, I have decided to shift on Eddie Nketiah. He's been here since day one, but we have sold him for a massive £104.4 million to Juventus. That is a lot of money, which means we can now go in and do some big business. There's our first piece of big business. It is Joe Gomez joining us from AC Milan for £70.5 million. So with Gomez and Tomori, we now have a very strong English centre-back pairing. We have also decided to sell Diogo Leite to Hertha Berlin here, £27.5 million for the Portuguese defender. And Noah Katterbach is headed to PSV. He didn't grow as much as I expected, to be fair, and now with Renan Lodi in the side, it's worth doing, worth selling. So I'm a little bit frustrated here. I've been trying to sign a new player to the squad, a new goalkeeper. I've been talking to both Albin Lafont and Alex Meret, and we've run out of time to get it done. So Gomez in, and Nketiah, Leite and Katterbach out of it, but I'm going to try signing one of those goalkeepers out of window. So I'll keep you guys up to date. There it is, lads. I've been in talks with both Albin Lafont and Alex Meret out of the window. I wanted Lafont. In all honesty, I wanted Lafont more, but I thought we've got the money lying around. I'm not letting £50 million go to waste. So Alex Meret, I don't honestly think he's going to be our final goalkeeper, but I'm going to bring him into the squad because that means next season we can sell on Unai Simon and then hopefully sell on a Meret after it and get a big boy goalkeeper if we're in the Champions League next season, or if not the year after that, or the year after that, or the year after that. But Alex Meret is going to be joining us at Hull next season for £50.6 million. That is really disappointing in all honesty. We have finished in 8th position here, 66 points, in a season where I thought we should be making the push for Champions League football. So I'm slightly disappointed with that one. Oh my God, look at that title race. Both City and Liverpool have tied on 99 points, but their goal difference, 76. Goals for both, 97. Goals against both. They have identical records, except City have won. They've only lost one game, so City have won the Premier League title. Maybe that's based on head-to-head. I honestly don't know how it works after goal difference. That is insane. What in the world? And at the other end of the spectrum, West Ham United, Wolverhampton and Stoke City are all relegated. Tottenham have won the FA Cup against United. Liverpool have taken down Leicester to win the Carabao Cup. Barcelona have beaten Man City on penalties to win the Champions League. And RB Leipzig have lost to Lyon 3-2 in the Europa League final. Now, I know we were in the Europa League this season, so I'm interested to see. So we made it out of the groups there with Stade Rennais. In the round of 32, we absolutely destroyed Real Betis 5-1 on aggregate. Round of 16, we beat Sociedad 2-1. Quarterfinals, we lost to Leipzig, so we lost to the runners-up. That's not terrible. But that is season number 5, done and dusted. Honestly, it had its ups and downs. Certain parts I'm really happy about, certain parts I'm filthy about. But we keep on keeping on and keep the push alive. So there it is, the visual confirmation of Alex Meret joining us here at Hull City. Again, we picked him up at the end of last season. Interested to see how he goes, but like I said earlier, I don't expect for him to be our final goalkeeper in this squad. I have decided to loan out our regen striker, Harry Turgo, to Benfica on a season-long loan. And Matty Longstaff has been sold here to Leicester City. £62.4 million isn't too bad for an 82 rated 24-year-old centre midfielder. A game-changing signing here at Hull City. It is someone I haven't signed in a long time, to be fair. It is Federico Valverde, the Uruguayan midfielder, joining us from Juventus for just £64 million. So we've basically sold Matty Longstaff and for almost the same fee, brought in 89 rated Valverde. That is A ludicrous pickup. Welcome to Hull City, mate. And I said I was going to do it. Funnily enough, he's the same overall and the same age as Alex Merritt. So we've sold Unai Simon here to Bologna for £56.6 million. And I have decided to go in nice and early and pick up Albin Lafont here. Lafont, the man we wanted last season, but we got Merritt instead. So now we have both Lafont and Merritt as our goalkeepers. But the Frenchman has joined us for £51.5 million from Fiorentina. So some big boy numbers being thrown around in this transfer window, signaling our intent to make Champions League football. We're not in the Europa League this season, so it's Premier League focused. Okay, I can deal with that. Halfway through the season, well, on the 1st of January, we find ourselves in 5th position. We're definitely still in the hunt, well and truly, for a high finish, but we need to pick up our act in the second half of the season and secure a top 4 finish. Didn't have a crazy amount of money to work with, but I knew that our squad was really lacking depth in the defense, so I've gone ahead here and brought in Filip Benkovic, the Croatian midfielder, got him an absolute steal right on his valuation of £21.5 million from Marseille. So yeah, not our craziest January transfer window by any stretch of the imagination, but we've got in Benkovic here, and hopefully that pickup is enough to secure us a top 4 position. We've done it with absolute ease. We have finished in 3rd position here. That's actually a really strong season, but it's just frustrating that City and Liverpool are so good. But we have finished in 3rd position here in the Premier League, meaning we played Champions League football in what will be the 7th season. And at the other end of the table, Fulham, West Brom and Nottingham Forest have all been relegated. We have managed to win the FA Cup here at Hull City. So one of our first pieces, is that the first piece of silverware we've had in this rebuild? I think it might be. Oh, damn! We've also won the Carabao Cup here, so we've won the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. Let's go. Unfortunately, we couldn't win the Champions League as of yet, though. Atletico Madrid get that honour. And it is Lyon winning a back-to-back Europa League finals. So that is season number 6 done and dusted, really putting a strong side together. I'm very interested to see how we go, considering we're playing Champions League football next season. But let's crack on, lads, and let's get into a massive Season 7. I honestly want to go all out this season and give ourselves the best opportunity possible at going deep in the Champions League, if not all the way. So, we've gone ahead and brought in the French midfielder Tanguy Ndombele. It's a massive fee here, £72.6 million to bring him across from Barcelona. But him and Valverde together, it's gonna be sweet. And in a move that feels right, we've moved on Alex Merritt to Juventus, £58.5 million, so thanks for coming. But I have decided to sign another goalkeeper, a backup goalkeeper, for half the price. I mean, yeah, it would be about half the price. It's Paul Bernardoni, the French goalkeeper, joining us from Nice, £28.8 million. All about building out the squad depth, because our bench and our reserves honestly aren't that impressive. So we've gone ahead and signed Rafael Santos Borré, the Colombian striker, joining us from PSG for £32 million. Yes, it's a lot of money for a reserve striker, but we need one desperately. So there it is. That's the window done and dusted. Ndombele, Bernardoni and Borré into the club. £133 million spent. Merritt out of it for £58 million. This is how our starting lineup is going to be looking for this season. So you can see Greenwood up to a 92 already. Our side is just absolutely batshit crazy, but let's go check out our Champions League group. So right about now, I'm regretting selling a lot of players to Juventus. What, we sold Nketiah there, we sold Merritt there, so 2 big players gone to Juventus from our side, and we've been matched up against them in A group, Group A of the Champions League this season. Got them, got Lille, and got Moscow, so 3 decent sides there. Interested to see how we go. All that matters is that we have qualified to the knockout round of the Champions League. We finished top of what has been quite a competitive group. 13 points, Juve on 11, Lille on 10, and then Moscow were just walked all over by everybody. They have lost every single game, but we're into the round of 16. Who are we facing? We are facing the back-to-back Europa League champions in Lyon. So a big test for us there. And in the Premier League, our goal, obviously, it has to be every season from here on in, needs to be automatic qualification to the Champions League. Right now, we're on track for that, sitting in third again. I don't think it'll come as a surprise to anybody. We have done no business, absolutely no business in this transfer window. Our squad is looking mint, and I want to see what it can do. So here we go, lads. The away leg up first against Lyon. This is really going to be a massive tone setter for us. I love the squad we have. If we don't win the Champions League this season, then I'm going to make some big changes. But let's get off to a strong start here. A full-strength starting 11 against Lyon, and the scoreline is a 3-2 win. 3 away goals, which is massive. Not the most comfortable of results, but 3 away goals helps. But here we go for the second leg here. 3-2 up. So Lyon are gonna need to score goals. Come on, lads. Are we through to the quarterfinals of the Champions League? Another strong side here. Let's see if we can get a big result and get ourselves through. We're going to simulate it now and see how we go. A 1-1 draw gets the job done. Quarterfinal bound. Oh, come on. In the quarterfinals, we've got Juventus. We can't escape them. I am really hoping that players like Nketiah and Merritt have absolute shockers here. Here we go. The home leg up first. A clean sheet, so necessary against Juventus. And 3-0. Suck on that one, Merritt. That's why we sold ya. It's a 3-0 win. Let's go. That is such a strong start. Can you blame me for feeling really confident headed into this second leg? We traveled to Turin to take on Juve, 3-0 up. Surely we're through to the semi-finals. Surely. 3-0 again. Oh, get in the bin, Juventus. Use an absolute waste, men. 6-0 on aggregate. And we are through to the Champions League semi-finals in absolute scintillating fashion. Singh, Greenwood and Rashford all getting goals. They had De Bruyne on the bench. What is this team? 4 teams remain in the Champions League this season. Ourselves, Atletico Madrid, PSG, Man City. Are we going to get to face either PSG or City in the final? We're about to find out. Here we go. Atletico Madrid. They won it last year, didn't they? I think they won it last year. So, we're versing the defending champions at home for the first leg here. Clean sheet, clean sheet, clean sheet, clean sheet is not what we get. Richarlison gets a goal for them, but we take a 2-1 lead headed into the second leg, which is dangerous. The away goal always makes me nervous, lads. Big game, big game. We travel away to Madrid here. The away leg as we take on Atletico Madrid. If we keep a clean sheet, we go through. But if they pick up a 1-0 win, they go through to the final. Come on, Hull. Let's get to the final. 2-1. 4-2 on aggregate. Hull City are going to the Champions League final here in season number 7. Our opponent in the Champions League final for season number 7, Manchester City. So it's going to be an all-English affair. Taking a look around the other competitions, however, and it is Chelsea winning the Europa League 3-2 over AC Milan. Oh my god! We have had an insane second half of the season and have absolutely... We wiped the floor. We were 4 points behind whoever was leading at the halfway point. We ended up winning the league by 12 points. So, Hull City are your Premier League champions. What the At least that means if we lose tonight to City, we get another shot at the Champions League in Season 8. And in the relegation battle, it's Wolves, Palace, and West Ham going down. I swear West Ham went down last season, or was that the season before? We managed to win the Community Shield at the start of the season 2-1 over Man City. We also managed to win the FA Cup. We are on a title spree with Hull City. Unfortunately, it isn't back-to-back Carabao Cups, however. Man City got that honour. So here is a look at our squad at the end of Season 7 ahead of the Champions League final. We've had an insane season, winning a lot of silverware for the Tigers. I saw Lottie was up to a 93 there. Our squad's just absolutely mint. But the big worrying thing is Ndombele is suspended for the Champions League final. And as you just saw, Skip is injured. So I'm going to have to change up the formation. I'm thinking of 5 at the back formation. Also, Sarpreet Singh and Boho, 91 and 88. I love these lads. Greenwood at a 93. Our team is just absolutely ridiculous. Youngsters on fire, but it's a big challenge for us here as we have to face Man City in the Champions League final. It is the Tigers versus the Citizens. Who will bring the Champions League title back to England? Get there. Good, good, good. Boho going there. I see the overlapping run. Beautiful ball from Rashford. We've taken the lead. 14 minutes. It was Lodi. What the hell? Our left back has scored a banger. And just like that, we take the lead in the Champions League final. That's a dream start. Well, one, come on. Gomez, you're out of position, but it's all good because you kept the play alive. Look at all these orange shirts going forward. Need to time it perfectly, which we've done. Greenwood, one-on-one, green timed. What a save from Edison. Lodi, in there. Boho, that was a dumb decision, but bloody hell, we're on fire. Come on, lads. Let's start the second half off on the right foot. Sarpreet Singh, back heels it, 1-2. Sarpreet Singh, you Kiwi beast, do it for the Knicks. He's done it for the Wellington Phoenix. Sarpreet Singh, give it to him in front of the City fans. Sarpreet Singh doubles our lead. We've been all over Man City. That is beautiful to see. We are in cruise control. Come on, a third goal would be beautiful. Nice play down the wing here. Reggie Cannon, the American, looking for support. Good ball. Boho! Oh, Boho, you've got to put those ones in. You've got to kill it off there. You're the captain, for God's sake. Counter-attacking time. City, that was their best passage of play in the game. But honestly, I don't think City's had a shot all game. But Rashford coming through here. I'm just going to have it. Red timed. If he squeezed that one in there, I would have been calling sliders. Here we are, lads. 89th minute. This has been one of the most dominant Champions League finals I've ever been a part of. Good tackle from Sanchez, but Boho's going to get there. Come on, let's get a third goal. Just put the cherry on top. Rashford through. Greenwood, there it is. Get that one up, yeah. Hull City are going to win the Champions League final. I swear, I don't think Man City have had a single shot in the entirety of the game. This final has felt so damn easy. Come on, blow that whistle. There it is. The referee blows the full-time whistle. Don't show the City fans. Show the Hull fans. Hull City have won the Champions League final in scintillating fashion. What a squad we have put together. Lads, if you enjoyed today's rebuild with Hull City, I know it was highly requested, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe down below if you're new around here. I'll see you for the next one very, very soon. It has been Jared HD here. I'm out. Peace.